Hello guys, Alpha Smurf back again. Hey Mark Rovira, hi Robin. Yes, 2 videos in a row. Because if you guys noticed the last video, I think the information I put in is not that conclusive, and I don't think it's much value adding. Because all those information I probably able to get it from other YouTubers or some other Excel spreadsheet and stuff like that, but I figured today I would like to add some value in the comparison. The Pyris versus Pyris is this one. Pyris and Jamming Gremlin. Jamming Gremlin is the one with the infantry attack. Yes man, my webcam and my voice sometimes doesn't sync, but hopefully now it's sync. Is it in sync now? Hopefully it is. If not, it'll be a terrible hearing experience for you guys. Okay, so this whole stream is gonna be a dry and very informative kind of stream that perhaps might not be that entertaining to some of you guys, but one thing for sure is gonna give you, after this whole stream, you guys will have a very much better insight of Jamming Gremlin or Pyris, which is better. You can say with confidence that I know exactly what is better in terms of what is better for defending, what is better for attacking, and in what circumstances we should use which one. Because okay, it's no brainer that everyone has already mentioned that the 3 that must have are the Trickster, are the Jamming Gremlin, and Goblin. Because all of these 3, right, they offer a stacking effect of the attack damage as long as 10% of the troops has fallen. So it's a stack all the way to the 9 times. So for the case of my Jamming Gremlin is at level 5, which means it will increase by 36% when 10% of infantry troops has fallen. Put this in perspective, which means, let's say more than 90% of my troops has fallen. This means that it will increase my infantry attack by 324%. That's actually a lot, up to 9 times. The reason why I say up to 9 times is because the maximum amount of troops you can lose is 90%, and less with a residual of 10% and lesser. Okay, so now the thing comes, it's very difficult for us to ascertain, just by looking at the wordings here, how are we going to determine that this is better than Pyris? It's kind of impossible, right? You know, some YouTubers out there and certain people just say, no, Pyris is better, no, Jamming Gremlin is better. But when it comes to me, I don't talk about all this kind of thing. I just talk about testing, data, and use facts and numbers to verify which is actually better. So for testing to be done right, the main important thing is to have a apple-to-apple comparison. Apple-to-apple comparison means that everything remains the same. The only variable that has changed is the familiar. Meaning to say, I'm going to use the same hero, I'm gonna use the same set of heroes for them, same number of troops, same level 5. Probably it's not as good, but that's the best I can do for now. Use both at level 5 to determine which is better, and mimic a real battle, which means I'm gonna send just like how I'm gonna attack in pure infantry with heroes, exactly the pure attack, just a typical same a real attack animation. So, without further ado, let me show you how I'm going to test this. It's going to be quite simple, I guess. Okay, before I move on to testing, right, there's one simple Hall of Fame question. A very simple Hall of Fame question. I think it's without a doubt that jamming Gremlin, when it's stacked up to 9 times, which means 36 times 9, to probably the last 10%, right? Right? Push up to less 10%. When it's stacked 9 times, it's no doubt that jamming Gremlin at that scenario is actually better than Pyris. Right? This is just my estimation. Probably that is correct. So for that case, jamming Gremlin with 9 stack versus Pyris, how much better in terms of percentage is jamming Gremlin with 9 stack, which means 36 times 9 versus a Pyris? So your answer can be like 10% better, 20% better, something like that. Because towards the end, I will come up with certain numbers based on my version of an answer. There's no one answer, but for now, since you are here listening to me, right, I have to present to you my version of Alpha Smurf answer. Probably is quite accurate. Okay. So, okay, one more important facts. You know, for Pyris, right, this 10 seconds, if you listen carefully, right, is at the start of battle of 21.6% boost of hero tactic skills for 10 seconds. So tactic skill in this case will be talking about this tactic skill over here. So let's say you are using Berserker, you're talking about this 200% squad damage. So it's additional 20% on top of this squad damage, but in only 10 seconds. So one important pointer is, you must bear in mind that a fight will last 40 seconds. So 10 seconds is equivalent to 25% or a quarter of the whole fight duration. Okay? These are some important facts that you have to bear in mind. So, without further ado, let's do it. It's not going to be difficult. I guess this testing will last quite fast. Hopefully it's quite fast. So whoever got the closest answer in terms of a 9 stack jamming Gremlin versus Pyris, right? It'll be good. So for this testing, I am going to mimic a fight, and I'm going to hit the first time to trigger. Okay, for the first one, I'm going to hit in. I set up 4 camps, and every camp out here, right, is 1,000 troops. So that will be around, yeah, all of them are 1,000 royal guards. What the fuck? This is 968. Did someone just hit my troops? Check this out. Okay, this is 1,000. So I'm gonna hit on this first. So the first default hit, I'm gonna show you how I'm gonna hit. I will illustrate to you, and I'm not gonna screen out anything anymore because probably most of you already know my troop count. I have insane amount of troops, so I don't give a shit. You can see all you want. The first thing I'm gonna do is, okay, the thing about squad for this testing, right, I will definitely use at least 4 infantry hero. Leader is fine because Law Weaver, although it's a cavalry, right, as long as you satisfy 4 infantry hero, it will have full squad DPS. If you have no idea about how squad DPS work, go back to the video about how I explain about squad DPS, then you have a clearer idea. So the first hit, I'm gonna hit with 400 gladiator with 4 infantry hero, and a Gremlin Gremlin. The next hit, okay? Sorry. The next hit, right? I will hit in with Pyris. So everything remain the same except for the change in the familiar. So remember what I mentioned about apple to apple comparison. Everything remain the same except for one change. Familiar is the main change. So let's do the first hit with Gremlin Gremlin first. And along the way, I will note down the neck cues. I think it's easy to understand. If you guys don't understand, feel free to sound off. So this hit I won, return. Okay, I'm not going to show the results for now. I will show you the results after I hit for the second time. Okay, just make sure this is the same 1000 troops. Yeah, 1000 royal guards. And same thing I'm going to hit in, but this time round with Pyris as the familiar, with 400 troops. Then I will explain why am I doing so. This time around is Pyris. Okay, let's go down to the results. So if you notice, right, the first hit with the Gremlin Gremlin with 400 troops. 400 troops of Gladiator. You notice something. The loss out here, right, is merely 38 out of 400, which means although you use Gremlin Gremlin, it never trigger at all because you have to fulfill the 10% loss in troops. So for this case, right, let's just note down the losses and explain along the way. So this one is, let's see. This is 400, trigger nil, which means it doesn't trigger any of the props from Gremlin Gremlin. And my loss over here is 38 versus 684. 684. And I always use net QS as a reference point. So as long as it shows a more positive number, means it's a more successful hit. So for this time round is 6-4. And on the other hand, when I attack the same number of troops but with only a change from Gremlin Gremlin to Pyris, right, the result is different. Okay, the result is different. Same loss, 36, but now this is what? Turbocharge, also at level 5. The loss is 693. 693. So 38, 693. Let's remove all this first. Which means, in terms of net Qs, you notice, right? I think I don't need to explain further of. It's quite self-explanatory that the higher positive number means a better result. So with Pyris, right, it's better if you're comparing for this case because it didn't even trigger any props from the Gremlin Gremlin at all. It doesn't trigger at all because it doesn't fulfill the 10% troop loss. That's the reason why obviously Pyris is better, correct? Obviously Pyris is better for this case. It doesn't trigger at all, right? Okay, now the next thing is, what if on what stage whereby it trigger once or twice or 3 times would Gremlin Gremlin go ahead of Pyris? That's the thing that you have to bear in mind. So let's see. Let me check the status. You guys are saying that the 36. Okay, this is 36. Oh, this is 38. You're right. So the one with Gremlin is 36. My loss 36. Oh, it's even better. Way better. Okay, thanks for the correction. So with Pyris is 36. With Jamming Gremlin is 38. Jamming Gremlin is... wait. 38, correct. Thanks for the correction, guys. Hi, yeah, yee, hi, custom boot. Yes, man. Mark Rovira, I get to that point very shortly. So this is only one test. Obviously, this test is not conclusive. That's the reason why there are second tests. This is a second test that is very important. That is something that you'll start to see something that is slightly different. Second test, most probably you'll trigger once. I will shift it to 360 troops. But before that, let me just make sure everything is up and running properly. Let me return to cursor. Wait let me get this set up. Okay, we have to set up 1000 troops each as usual. Okay. 1000. 1000. Yes, you'll say, Pyris sucks in real battle. Yeah, that's the whole point of this stream. I have to justify whether it sucks or it's good. Honestly, I can't really give you a direct answer now until I test this out. You know, I think one of the YouTubers was saying that Pyris is a must-have and it's the best of the best, but sometimes what you think and what the results say might beg to differ. So that's the reason why I'm here to showcase some certain numbers, and you guys can be the judge and determine which one would you prefer. Yeah, jamming Gremlin also depends on your whole attack. That's true. That's the reason why for this testing, right, I'm gonna use... let's go back to this. For this testing, I'm gonna mimic a full infantry attack. I use my hero, I use a full infantry gear. So my full infantry gear is something like this. Wait. My full infantry stats... shit. A bit laggy, I guess. Up. My full infantry stat is around 550%. Not that fantastic, but this is something that I'm gonna mimic along the way, because it's something that you have. The best testing is something that is totally simulating a real attack animation. So Battle Fury is on. This time round, we go to the next test. 360. Okay, 360 attack. So this time, same heroes, same leaders, jamming Gremlin, but the only change is this. Instead of sending 400, I'm gonna send 360. Alright, let's do it. Okay, let's return. And the next hit, same thing, but I'm gonna hit with the Pyris. So same number of troops, 360, but with using Pyris as the familiar. He wasted on the wall for attack and easily countered on defense by sending a layered march. Indeed. Alright. Time for results! Okay, the first hit, as what you all expected, this is the first hit with Jamming Gremlin, and this time round is slightly different from the previous one because it triggers one stack of this Fierce Bite. Let me take down the losses first, then I show you quickly on the attack and animation so that you guys have a better understanding of what is this whole thing about. So this time round is 43 losses. Enemy losses is 608. Okay. And it's trigger once. What I mean by trigger once is this. Let me show you the attack animation so that you guys understand what I meant. Hi SM Mohammed, how are you guys? So trigger once, okay, just make sure, 36 right? 360. So as long as 36 troops are lost, the Jamming Gremlin actually will come out of the battle. So this means that at 324, at 324 and below, that is when the Jamming Gremlin will come rushing out and grant the rest of the troops with an additional of 33%. Is it 33%? Because mine is level 5. There you go, 324. 36%. So this actually trigger only once. So for the case of being triggered once versus Pyris attack, right, which is better? Let's go to the results. Let me quickly show you the Pyris one. I guess it's laggy when I push out some simulator out here because I'm running like few simulation. You know, I'm using a laptop to stream, and everything seems so laggy. Okay, this is the attack results battle report for the one with Pyris, as everything remains the same. So it's 42 versus 609. So from this, it's kind of obvious which is better. Pyris is still slightly better, right? Pyris is slightly better for this case because it's at a higher positive number of 5, 6, 7. What if we push it out to the next test, which is the next test is at it trigger twice. When it trigger twice, so I'm gonna attack in 260. Hey SM Mohammed, visited Singapore on 21st July. Didn't find you for a cup of coffee. You know, I just came back from a long holiday. I was overseas for 2 weeks. I went Sydney, Melbourne, Australia for 2 weeks plus vacation with my friends. So you won't be able to find me anyway. I tried skydiving, by the way, man. You know, skydiving is like, it's not the fear it's not really the feeling of like the drop that scares you. It's more like of the psychological effect of the anticipation when you go up there and you're like waiting and you see all those in front of you just jumping off from the plane. That is the part that get you scared mentally. But in terms of physical, in terms of how you feel, I don't think it's that scary. It's more towards windy than scary. Okay, now I'm gonna hit in 260 troops, but with Jamming Gremlin. How? 你好，好好。 我当然记得你。是好好还是安安 I just remember some of the Chinese wordings, some Chinese supporter out here. Okay, same thing. I'm gonna attack with Pyris, but I'm gonna attack at 260 as well. You know, for the past 1 month, I had the career switch. I actually changed my job from being an auditor, and I decided to venture into some business line. I start to write some books. Basically, I'm like an author. I do some trading. I have a Telegram group whereby I showcase telling some like financial outlook and some trading out there. Basically, I'm a trader, but more like a startup. Okay, let's get back to here again. So, at 260, obviously it's a victory as usual, even at 260. Total losses is 56, but you have to bear in mind that this, at 56, right, it triggered twice, because at 260 troops, 56 troop is more than 20%, so it triggered twice. So for this case, right, the results is 56, 403. Let's take it down first. 403. Yep. 403. What about the next one? For this case, with Pyris, the result is also 56, but the losses for the enemy is 399. 399. Yes, 很久也没有看到你们了。抱歉，这段日子有点忙，所以没有抽空时间来上线跟你们谈天。的确是蛮久了。You guys notice something? For the first, second, and third test, while I push down the number of troops I'm going to send, right, that is when the number of trigger from the jamming Gremlin will stack up. So the first test, I didn't trigger at all. So obviously, with Pyris, it's much better. With net kill of 657 versus net kill of 646. So obviously, it's better. And how much better is very obvious. Let me push up mirror here so that you guys can see. The calculate the percentage better. So in terms of better, you'll be using 11 divided by the base low, which is 646. So it's like 1% better with Pyris. 1% better. So for the case, I send 360 troops and it trigger once, which means how much better is actually 2 troops versus the base low of 565. So 0.3% better with Pyris. What about the third test? I sent 260 and it triggered twice jamming Gremlin. It stack up. So it's 36% and 72%. It stack up to 72% of infantry attack. So for this case, right, it actually turned about. Jamming Gremlin is now better. And how much better is 4 divided by base low again. That is 1.6% better. I think it's pretty clear right now, right? The cutoff point of when jamming Gremlin is better than Pyris is when it triggers more than twice. So I'll go to the conclusion later, but just bear this in mind first, because this is something that you must bear in mind so that you know. Now is the last test. What if I trigger it 9 times? What if I trigger it 9 times? So Hall of Fame question number 1. How much better is jamming Gremlin versus Pyris if I were to trigger it 9 times. So your answer can be 1% better, 2% better, 3% better, 10%, 10.5%, whatever answer. Closest answer will be in the Hall of Fame for today. Pretty straightforward, right? It's very straightforward. While you guys are still thinking and analyzing how much better, stuff like that, I will set up my cams and get ready for the last test for today. Okay, let me just set up my last cam. Come on, set up. Here's the thing, it's like a bit laggy when I use NR simulator, but I'm glad. By the way, is my video and my voice in sync? I hope it does, man. If not, it's terrible. It will be terrible. Okay, last cam is set up well, I guess. Boski say 18.2%, okay. Custard say 10.68% better. Jones say Godzilla 70%. Wow. Wow. 70% is crazy. Alright, so for the last test, I will make sure it trigger 9 times. So for it to trigger 9 times, I think I had to send, let me try, 80 troops. If I send 80 troops, probably it will trigger it 9 times. 80 troops, let's do it now. Hopefully it's triggered 9 times, if not I have to redo the test again. Okay, I'm still on Fury, so everything remain the same heroes, same gears, everything same infantry feelings, same everything same, except for the number of troops out here. So I gotta send 80 troops, and hopefully it result in triggering 9 times. Don't care about whatever I answered on my spreadsheet now, because that spreadsheet is based on another testing that I did, and that testing is more to gauge what is the number of troops. It's not detailed at all, so that's not the correct answer. Okay, this is the first hit. So next hit, I go to hit with Pyris, but I'm gonna hit with 80 troops as well. Hit with this as well. Let's see. Okay, let's see the results for now. But before that, I have to make sure it's a nice stack. I estimated it's 80 based on based on my trial just now, but I changed some variables, so perhaps the result is different. But hopefully this is still correct. Yep, it's still pretty close. So as you can see, is I sent 80 troops and 4 survive, which means it's stacked obviously 9 times. So I'm just going to show you a quick animation so that you guys understand what I meant. 1 second, let me get something. So as you can see, it's obviously stacking 3 times already, right? So 3 times is 108%, 4 times is 144%. You just go all the way up to 324%. Am I right? 180, 216, 252, 8 stack. There's one more stack. 288. What? 8 stack? Ah, fuck it. I don't give a shit. Maybe there's some lag. Pyris should be 9 stack because only 4 left. So let's assume it's really 9 stack. Because it's slightly laggy over here, so probably it is. Pyris is showing 9, but I couldn't really see the 9 due to the lag. So let's see the results. So it's very clear, right? All of here. Let's change the percentage so it's easier to see. See, it's 1.7% better, 0.35%, and 1.17% better with Jamming Gremlin. So this time around, what is the results? 76-42, we lost. 76-42. What about the results of the one with Pyris? The result with Pyris is 76-38. Okay, now the thing is, you have to bear in mind of one thing. Net kills means that as long as it's a more positive number, more positive, it's more successful. So as you can see, it's negative 34 versus the negative 38. So which is better? I'm not gonna confuse you. So obviously from what you can see here, Jamming Gremlin is better because it's result in lesser loss. Right? Lesser loss from our part, but more loss for the enemy. So it's negative 34. But in terms of how much percentage better, right? We're gonna use based on gross number divided by the lowest base over here, which is 4 divided by. Oh, the answer is still 11.76%. 11.76% better. So guys, as I said, just bear in mind of one thing. All the testing that I did so far, right, take it with a pinch of salt. It will never be one testing fit all scenario. Obviously there's different scenario, and you must bear in mind of certain fine prints. Let me type down these fine prints. I have to be very precise because definitely there are people out there that say this testing is not conclusive, stuff like that. Yes, it's true, it's not conclusive. Reason being, there's certain things. First, the percentage of how much Jamming Gremlin is going to add value in your attack is different, relatively different, subject to your current infantry attack, and subject to other variables as well. So there's so many other variables out there, like your existing current stats. Okay, there's other variables that I couldn't really vary accordingly to showcase more details. But bear in mind, I have mimicked a best apple-to-apple comparison with all the different setups, same number of heroes, same equipment, a real fight, same feelings. All the battles will have same battle fury, so all the stats remain the same. The only difference is Jamming Gremlin and Pyris. So from here, it's very clear that typically, right, if you want to be a defender, I will propose Pyris is better because it's very unlikely that your front line will reach the point of it trigger twice or more. For you to trigger more than twice means that effectively, let's say you have 1 million troops, maybe your front line is a mega trap or 10 million troops, 10 million infantry troops. You have to freaking lose more than 2 million troops for you to trigger this jamming Gremlin. This is not practical, guys. This is not practical. So that's the reason why I would suggest, if it's on your wall and you don't foresee you having a case of losing more than 20%, sorry, for this case is yeah, you don't see the case of you losing more than 20% in one single hit, Pyris is a better choice. Okay, but if you go for rallies, setting one major troop type and you only have one familiar slots, whether you use Pyris or jamming Gremlin, Pyris or Trickster, Pyris or the Goblin, right? Either infantry, range or cavalry. These are the three main one, right? Always go with the jamming Gremlin, the Trickster, or the Goblin. Reason being, in when you are rallying against someone, right, it's very easy for you to hit the point whereby it trigger more than 2 times or 3 times. That is when most likely Pyris will go up better ahead, right? Layering T1, T2, T3, T4. You know about T1, T2, T3, the layering effect. I always advocate that if you want to have a better attack, it's best to have some layering, some fluff in front, like such that before you hit into them, the attack animation will take up more seconds before it hits your main line. Okay, that is quite true. In some sense, it's going to help in maybe some attack and stuff, but for today, this whole stream, right, is going to talk about only these two main things. Jamming Gremlin is better or Pyris is better. Other than that, I will go to other parts in my future streams. Okay, so my conclusion to you is always bear in mind, if you cannot trigger more than twice, go with Pyris. If you foresee that you're going to trigger at least twice, means that you foresee your troops going to lose more than 20%, I should repeat. If you foresee you're going to lose more than 20%, go with jamming Gremlin. But if you foresee your attack is going to be so strong that you hardly lose any troops, go with Pyris. Yes, okay, let me show you why I think Pyris might not be exactly that great. Because if you look at this, right, the attack animation of this Pyris, the 10 seconds started off right from the start of the battle. It's not there's some lag time. Look at this. See? You trigger, the time starts now. 1 second, 2 seconds, 3 seconds, 4 seconds, 5 seconds. Look at this. That it only applies for a mere 5-second hits. So that only trigger one wave of attacks. One wave. This is the second wave. But I guess it's still the same. Third wave. Fourth wave. If you notice something, right, in most attack animation, right, of 40 seconds, on average, every 10 seconds, the heroes will actually cast a burst in squad DPS. So Pyris will actually ensure at the first 10 seconds, the first hit, right, will have the buff up squad DPS. So that's the thing about this, I guess. But if let's say there's a war, the first buff up DPS will be utilized on the war, and maybe the remaining 30 seconds you hardly have any hit extra DPS on the infantry, on the enemy troops, so might not be that effective, I guess. 5 wave, yeah. Okay guys, thanks for tuning in for the past 48 minutes. You know, this stream is kind of boring. It's all about data analysis, justifying why one is better than another, and stuff like that. Hopefully my next stream, right, is something that is in real action. Hopefully I will be free for the next Baron War, and I guess one of my rally leader is kind of like maxed out. I think it's maxed out. So with that, hopefully I can get you guys more content, live content of the real rallies and stuff like that. Alright, so thanks so much for tuning in for the past 50 minutes. Hopefully whatever I just said, right, has add value in your gaming experience and give you better insights of what to use, what not to use, what is the best way to actually maximize. Should you actually pump up more on Pyris first, or Gremlin, or Trickster, or Goblin? Any of that. Alright, so good luck and have a great Friday, have a great weekend ahead. Alright, take care guys.